Welcome back to the Close of Play podcast.
This is it. This is Close of Play. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Craig.
We're your hosts. Enjoy this episode. Make sure you
like and subscribe.
See you soon.
Enjoy.
There we are. Everyone's coughed. There we go. Close of Play on tour. Brad Burton, welcome.
Welcome.
Here we are. Live and direct. Thanks for your time, mate.
Hey, we're delighted. Listen, Brad Burton HQ.
That's it. Love it. If anything, it's a bit too hot for me, with the ginger hair and that.
I feel like I'm on a sunbed.
Not bad. This is switching it up, but no, really appreciate your time. I actually saw you last year at Ideas Fest.
Did you?
So that's kind of when we first touched base. But keen to figure out your business journey, if you wouldn't mind sharing with us.
Fucking mate.
I know we've only got an hour, but
No, we've got.
yeah.
So which bit do you want to start on?
Let's go right back to the beginning. First ever thing. What was the first thing you did with business?
Walked out of a job December 16th, 18th, 2004. Told my employer to shove the job up their ass. And I tell you something, lads, it was a wonderfully liberating experience.
Yeah.
For those fucking 3 hours whilst I drove home. I'm married and I've arrived home going, oh, for fuck's sakes. Open the door and standing before me was 8.5 stone of common sense.
Bloody hell.
Can I ask, what was the defining moment where you thought, fuck this?
Great question. So I was working in London. Top of my head from memory, 30 grand a year, which was all right for me, that. 30 grand a year if I teleported to London from Somerset.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so last time I checked, you've got to drive from there to there, so that cost you, let's say, 70 quid. Plus I had digs, which was £200 a month, and I was staying in a shitty room in a shared house, all that sort of stuff. And I remember what I used to. This is the old before the internet days where you had Wi-Fi, right? You kids don't realise you're born. So I used to stay in the office till late at night on the internet because I had nothing to go home to. And when I was working in London, I was like head of marketing for a company. Anyway, I remember staying till about 8 o'clock, and then I'd drive to my digs 45 minutes away. And I drove past a guy going in a house with electric gates. He had a BMW or Mercedes in Essex, going in electric gates, and I thought, I could work 80, 100-hour weeks for this company, and I'll still never be able to afford the fucking gates.
Yeah.
And I was like, boom. Anyway, the company asked me to do a marketing plan for them. This was an £8 million security company. And I prepared this marketing plan and this and the other, £200,000 spend. It was like proper bare bones for what they wanted to achieve. Went to present it on the Friday, having spent like 3 days on this marketing plan. No, we did that in 1978. That isn't going to work. And every single fucking thing that I did, they said it wasn't going to work. I went, you know what? You've just wasted my time. I've wasted yours. What the fuck? I said, shove your job up your ass, and I walked.
What year was this?
2004, December, fucking 5 days before Christmas.
Bloody hell.
My wife was like, yeah.
I was going to say, how was that received when you got home?
It wasn't, and this is the thing. She started crying. And you just met my wife.
Yeah.
So she's still my wife now. So she started crying. She said, you're going to ruin this family on your insistence and starting a business off.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was going to do. And I started a company called 4 Consultancy, which is back in the day, sales, new media, marketing, new media, by the way. That was the internet.
Yeah.
And that's what we used to call it, new media. Right?
Was this off the back of kind of what you wanted to do in London, but no one was kind of listening?
Correct. And here's the crazy thing about it. It's a fucking crazy thing. All those daft ideas that they vetoed were the very same daft ideas that I built my business up for
mad.
networking. I swear.
They're lost, eh?
You know what? Listen, everything happens for a reason, even the shitty stuff. And if I think about some of the worst days of my life, in fact, the worst day of my life, and we can get to it in a bit if you want, but I got shot at back in 1995, which we wouldn't be sat here if I'd not got shot at in 95. And you just think, well, that's fucked up. I would never have started a business. I wouldn't have a neon sign. By the way, your company, right? Check it out.
Small
Honestly,
plug.
Hollywood, like proper.
Cheers.
Anyway, but seriously, it just shows you that you can edit that out. But I'll keep it in.
It's unfiltered.
Nice. I like that one. But genuinely, everything happens for a reason, even the shitty stuff. And I think that this is something that, as a motivational speaker, I've kind of realised. So I started that business off for consultancy. And the reason people say, oh, why'd you call it for consultancy? Because that was the only way that I could get a fucking URL.
Really? Everything else was...
Consultancy was gone. So therefore, put a 4 in front of it. So I went, okay, put a 4. Sales, the media, marketing, creative design. Yeah. So that's all the areas. Then when I started the company 4 Networking, which I'm best known for, people say, oh, why'd you call it 4 Networking? Oh, because you can network 4 times a day.
Four just stuck with you then, did it?
Yeah, Well, yeah, and it's followed me around since that point.
Yeah. So for networking, then you actually sold that business, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
So that was quite recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Listen. Let me be quite clear. You know, if I'd have got rid of it before the pandemic, I'd have been fucking doing donuts in the fucking Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Right, as it happens, I sold it for the price of a curry. Right, you know, but look, you know, I'm being a bit facetious, but the point I'm making is the pandemic changed everything. My business, just to be fucking clear, you know, I've never had a pot to piss in. I'd lived in a council estate, it's above Chippies. My masonette's above Chippies, like genuinely before I lived in this great place in a village. And I started my business off with nothing. I was delivering pizzas to keep it afloat. Yeah. And I asked you how old you were before we got on camera, you know, and you said 31. That's when I started my business off, 31. So I started this daft idea, you know, to do business networking different, because business networking was all hoity-toity and fucking three-piece suits and pocket watches.
Was anyone doing it kind of, even in London, what you saw? What was networking back then? Was it like you said?
Formal. So you have one solicitor, you have one accountant, and you're all...
If you didn't have a suit, you didn't get in kind of thing.
Mate, if I don't like you and you don't like me, it's going nowhere. And I realised something, and what I did, I created a network which was really progressive at the time, which was 50% social, 50% business, and it works. That was the tagline. Yeah. And that, it needs to be more 80% business and 20% social. No. Yeah. I realised that the social bit was the glue that holds people together. So by doing that, I created this network anyway, over in a place called Bridgewater. One group, two groups, end of year 1, 11 groups, end of year 2, 24, end of year 3, 56, 110, 250. The accountant had never seen growth like it. Yeah. And I'm scratching my fucking head here thinking I'm going to get fucking bound out in a minute. Because it was just a daft idea, but it's only a daft idea if it doesn't work. It did work. And so anyway, I did that. I've done 68,000 real life business networking events around the UK. 68,000. Pandemic comes along, literally 3 years from where we're doing this now, roughly about 3 years. Boris Johnson, please stay at home. Can I ask you a question? I want you to be dead honest with me now. Right?
Roles reversed.
Hey, unfiltered. But how long did you think when Boris Johnson said, please stay at home, it was going to last?
Oh, we all thought it was like a week, right?
2 weeks, max.
Thank you. Right, there we fucking go. We had it at 3 months. 3 months, we had money for 6. Yeah. Fucking 6 months come, we're all scratching our fucking head going, right, this is fucked. So this is the thing. My business, 1.8 million quid on March the 22nd, March the 21st, 2020. Please stay at home, fucking zero. Yeah. Now, if it wasn't for my Salford Street kid smarts, right? If it wasn't for my ability to be able to adapt and also coming from council estates, I'd have been fucked. Because actually, you know, I could fall back on that.
You just sat there, but actually you've always been like adapting and thinking worst case scenario almost.
Mate, just to put your mind at ease, I'm from Salford, do have a shaved head, do have tattoos, but don't worry, I'm not a drug dealer anymore. But we can all change, and that's what it's a fucking about. It's that ability to adapt to change. And I've had to adapt to change because it was a rise and rise and rise, then the fall, and now I'm on the rise again. And that's the reality of it.
And we saw it locally, didn't we? With local business, the ones who adapted, went online, utilised the tools that they had available to them. Yep. They were untouched and they grew more than they ever would if the pandemic
you know, Craig, we was the first network to go online. Everyone else was waiting to see.
Did you do like Zooms and stuff?
Yeah, we went fucking. We was the first one within 48 hours. Everyone else followed us. We was the first, and once again, pioneers. I don't wait for fuck all.
Yeah. Is that because you almost had like you built it to a point now where you had these people and you almost needed to still facilitate it for them.
Because listen, it was a bit like having an ice cream factory, and then somebody comes along and switches your fucking fridges off. Yeah. Now you've not got an ice cream factory. Fucking 3 weeks later, what you've got is can we go and buy some fucking mops? We don't want to go mop up this old ice cream. Yeah. Dark times, mate. Dark times, and this is the thing. You know, I went on a bit of a fucking journey, even going as far as, dare I say it, fucking spiritual awakening, because I've had to readapt to who the fuck I was, because if my identity was about fucking being Brad Burton, the UK's not all that shit, right? Yeah. This is why people are in a fucking mess, because everyone's trying to go back to a time and a place that no longer fucking exists. If you look at the moment right now, and I was working with a fucking director team, and they're all, the best way to describe it is chasing after a fucking chicken, and they're all tired running after this fucking chicken. The chicken's called normal. You're trying to get back to normal. And I'm saying, fucking stop.
Yeah.
Because whilst you're trying to get back to normal, the chicken's on his fucking toes. He don't know where it's going. Nobody knows anymore. Nobody fucking knows. That's the reality of it. And everything that we did three years ago, and then the skill set and the way that business was 3 years ago, it is fucking gone. And I don't give a fuck. You could be the best Scrabble player in the world. It has no bearing when you play Monopoly. And that's the world that's changed.
It's true. And there'll always be something that you're going to fret about or worry about. Whether it's a pandemic, whether it's the recession, whether it's the cost of living crisis, there is always something that's going to pique you in your box.
Craig,
or rise above.
Do what I fucking do. Take yourself off the news. I'm 14 months now off the news. Yeah. I've watched 31 minutes of news.
Yeah.
31 minutes in 14 months. The Queen dying, Boris Johnson quitting, and a few other bits. That's it. But you think I'm sat there going, oh, look, some fucking kids are getting bombed in the Ukraine. All right. I had some guy said to me the other day, I said, why do you watch the news? Well, I like to be informed about events. I said, shut the fuck up. Yeah. I said, tell me what you've realised, right, by watching 4 hours of rolling news about fucking schools getting bombed. Tell me what you've realised. Well, I think it's atrocious what the Russia are doing. Yeah, no, I get all that. Tell me how does that help? I would rather be uninformed and happy than informed and miserable. And people are getting it all fucked up because I tell you something, if you, good-looking lads and handsome, you're not my type, you've got a brain, but nonetheless, don't tell me why if you could edit that one out. Right, but the reality is that somewhere along the fucking way, you are what you eat. If you go and fucking eat fast food all day long, guess what? You get fucked up. I was 4 stone heavier. You never can trust a fat motivational speaker, right? That'll be it. All complaints. Cancelling. Fuck up. Right. But the point I'm making is this. You are what you eat. You are what you fucking see. You are what you hear. If you go sit there all fucking day long looking at fucking devastation and shit like that, guess what? You're going to be dark fucking hearted. And that has an impact on your entire day. I'm a motivational speaker. I've got to be positive. Yeah. There's no fucking point in me coming on here like, I am Brad Burton. How does that work?
Do you know what's mad with the news? So just imagine, okay, throwing one back at you. Cool. Imagine you didn't have internet, you didn't have a phone, you didn't have TV. Would you even have known that COVID was as bad as it was?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It
almost shows that you can influence anything if people are willing to watch.
So there's 2 things here that's going to really be controversial here. I was because I had thousands of members.
Yeah.
I encouraged them to get a jab. I had my jab, I had my fucking double booster. Get to fuck. What a fucking bellend. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously. And this is the danger. You see the evidence now. And this is what I say. You are what you see and If you take yourself out of the matrix, fucking sound like Andrew's fucking Tate now, don't I? Yeah. Except I'm not fucking kidnapping women. But but the point I'm making, right? You can edit that one. The point I'm making is this, is the reality is that you are based on your thoughts. See, here's the thing. You'll never outperform your self-image. Back in the day, I was a Salford Street kid. So anywhere I went, in the fucking, I could get in nightclubs free. That's my skill. I could go to a nightclub.
You knew how to do it.
Well, I'd walk to the fucking front. Like I'm 10 fucking men. The doorman would think, fuck me, these guys must be a bit tasty. Let him in.
Yeah.
Right? I could take the skin off a rice pudding. Right? But I look the fucking part. Yeah. Same set of skills I've transferred to business. Confidence will get you in fucking places. Yeah. You know what I was really good at years ago was chatting girls up. Yeah. Right? Less so now, but nonetheless, you know, I've still got that confidence. So what it's about transferring your level of skills. When you come from the street, right? And I'm fucking, listen, I'm hardly fucking iced tea. But you see what I'm saying? When you come from this fucking street, you have a serious...
You've got these skills, and actually when you apply them to business, well, look what you've achieved.
Boom. And that's the thing, is that people don't... What ends up happening is you'll never outperform your self-image. So when people say, oh, I'm a Salford Street kid, the same goes for that. If you're being bombarded that you'll never amount to fuck all, you'll never amount to fuck all. If you're being bombarded that COVID is everywhere... through the media, I have no idea, genuinely. Somebody said, oh, fucking we're about to get nuked. Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. But you wouldn't know, would you? Like,
I don't.
I was thinking, like...
Naive as bliss.
Everyone hates talking about COVID, but it's just interesting.
I don't fucking think he's fucking ace.
No one sent you a letter to say, oh, COVID's happening. Do you know what I mean? It's only because it was in the news that you'd know about it.
And we was daft enough to be sat there with Chris
watching it.
Yeah. Right? We were waiting for him to say 2 weeks later, you can all go out now.
Right. So, and this is the thing now, I look at that and you think the futility of it, which is... I was walking my dogs, and listen, I'm going to go and do a bit of dry snitching now.
Yeah.
I was doing 2 dog walks a day. I don't give a fuck. Come and arrest me. I don't, man. You get me, bro.
The worst thing is, they were arresting people. Do you remember seeing all that?
People
like
going for ice cream, being arrested.
People, like, do you know what I mean?
And to look back at that now, and like people just forget so easily. Like,
what the fuck was going on?
I'm waiting for the Netflix documentary to actually come out one day and actually show what we all lived.
It's scary then, though, isn't it? Because it's like this 2 years now. Don't chase it because it's never going to be the same. And actually, you've had to adapt now.
Let me be quite clear. So here's the thing. there's an irony to this, is that when I started out, it was me, a one-man band. 19 years on, it's me and my one-man band. Fucking full circle. The difference is in 19 years of being employed is I'm a different Brad now. I'm a stronger, more powerful, more sensible, more fucking experienced Brad. So, you know, one of the things that I've realised, if my identity was around me having a fucking i8 and this, that and the other and being Mr. Cool and buying 6 bottles of fucking Bollinger and buying a £500 fucking nightclub fucking what they call table booth.
Yeah, booth.
Back in the fucking day, you could just sit where you fucking wanted.
Yeah. You'd have to pay to sit down, kind of.
Mate, nowadays, this is what I'm saying. The world has changed.
Yeah.
So I went to a fucking nightclub, whenever it fucking was. Fucking airport security. Like the good old days, you could take a gun in there. Nowadays, you can't fucking... unless you've got a porcelain one, but that's a different one. But anyway, move on.
Take it in. So, the networking thing, you established that. How did you get into the motivational speaker? Obviously, confident, always been quite out there, massive personality. Did you see... obviously, that's kind of like, there's a market for it, and you're the best at what you do now. How did you get there?
So, a couple of things. When I was 27-year-old, I got a job at a company as head of sales or whatever. And the guy who run it was a big fucking 6'5" scouser with tattoos in his hand, right? Big Al. And Big Al run a multi-million-pound publishing company in London. And he hired me, and we was in Soho House. And every night at Soho House, I wrote about it in one of my books, which are available at all good bookstores.
We'll put the link below.
Some filtered. But Big Al, one night he said to me, he said... Fucking hell. He said, you do realise what a complete nut job you come across as, don't you? We're pissed up in Soho House, some private members club, and it's like, I used to spend like £1,500, £2,000 a night, and I was with him, and I'm a street kid, and like, you know, I was like, fucking, sorry, what?
So much money.
Mental. But he just said to me, he said, you do realise what a complete nut job you come across as, don't you? I went, what are you on about? He went, you've got no idea. I went, what the fuck are you on about? He said, right, mate, have you got no idea? I said, what the fuck are you on about? He said, that's why I hired you. I said, what? He said, Brad, we've got a nickname for you. The Grenade. Go on. He said, because we throw you into a room full of squares and they're all your fucking best mate within 10 minutes. Brad Grenade. So it's a bit like saying to a fish.
Almost like reality hit and be like, actually, it's me making this happen.
Yeah. So you think about that, I was at 27, started my fucking networking business, 32, whatever it was, 31. So I realised that actually, so that's what I've always done. So therefore, you know, I had this charisma and confidence that I didn't know I had. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You don't fucking know.
But you were doing it.
But I thought everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, what happened was I started my networking event off, and difficult to believe, but I was a fat bumbling idiot and nobody could understand me. You've lost weight since then, Brad.
You're looking well.
Thank you. But listen, so at my networking meetings, we had something called a foresight, which is an insight, not a sales pitch, into an interesting area or a specific area of your life. And we had to have the members, but in the early days, there was no members. So it was me speaking. I was shaking like a leaf. So I've spoke at the networking events, and over time I became better. And when you're speaking in a brewer's fair and there's people walking past and the barista's going on, it's a great grounding to training ground.
Is that where it started? Was it?
Brewer's fair, yeah. So I had these networking events in restaurants and hotels around the land where I'd speak to them. So 1 group, 2 groups, 24 groups, 56. I would be going around the land. Okay. So as soon as you go outside your border, then I'd be in Scotland, I'd be in Manchester.
Yeah.
I'd be the speaker because I'm the guest speaker. So therefore, there's a level of, you know, look, I don't go around fucking high-fiving my kids all day long going, woo! Right? There's a stage version of Brad, which is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay? So that was what I had to do. I had to go into a brewer's fair in the morning and be a stage version of Brad. So I started learning. But really think about it, go back to when I was a kid, that ability to go walk to the fucking front of a queue when everyone else is fucking daft enough to queue and somehow front it off without being aggressive, but with confidence. These aren't the droids you're looking for, and go in. So what was happening? I was doing these speaking gigs, and then I'd have, fucking hell, look at this, we've got loads of time.
Loads of time.
Mate,
do you want a break? Do you need a toilet break?
No, I'm a fucking big lad.
We're cracking the beers open in a minute.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you love that. Fuck it, let's do it now.
Have one.
I don't give a fuck. Sorry, roll.
Have a beer.
There you go.
Chuck us a beer, Craig. A beer.
Sponsor Tiny Rebel.
Oh, mate, that's
Small
clever.
plug.
That's clever, isn't it?
It's very nice. Tiny Rebel, honestly.
I mean, I
they're
bought
like
cans for you, but
basically, cheers, Brad. They're basically scientists. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, genuinely, I'm thinking, hang about, why does it taste like little?
Next time you come to, they've got bar in Cardiff, bar in Newport, and the brewery in Roger Stone. They basically just throw a load of stuff together. It was their 11th birthday recently. What a plug for them, eh?
Okay, no,
They don't give us any money yet.
But needs to fucking sort it out, lads. Otherwise, you know, me on your fucking case and
Brad will be down. Literally, they had this blending pack. It was like 8 different beers.
You've never seen anything like it. It was the best unboxing experience I've ever seen.
Let me tell you something.
New favourite drink, is it?
I'm going to be dead fucking straight with you. Dead straight with you, right? In my life, I've had 5 pints of lager.
Yeah.
In my life.
Okay.
That, right? So this is unfiltered.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Hey,
This is like
we'll clip that.
This is like fucking hooch for fucking middle-aged men like me.
Literally, like they've got. It's like.
It's the
Anyway,
biggest
look,
selling
let's
product.
fucking get on with the podcast for fuck's sake. But look,
You just said we got loads of time.
well, we are. Listen, fucking, me and you'll be fighting in a minute. I don't give a fuck. Cookie, you gotta do that then.
He's from Salford,
So
you
it's not 1993 outside the Hacienda, is it?
Yeah.
No,
I only
right.
grew up just outside Saddleworth, so you mean you've got me.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's
You know-
pick up on this. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, before we got into
Business.
this,
So,
special by the way. Right, go.
Motivational speaker.
Yes.
So I've done some speaking recently.
Go.
Have you got any tips for me? Because actually, I've done 2 or 3 events now. I still get nervous.
Yeah.
It's always well received, but obviously,
I get it. So a
My
couple
worst
of
enemy.
things here. So back to the original question, which is how did I get into it? So I was speaking up and down the land. Let's say I'm in Manchester doing a phone networking, and then all of a sudden I'm speaking in front of 24 people, and somebody turns around and goes, "Oh, Brad, our speaker is fucking as fell away from, you know, we've got an event on Thursday. Can you step in?" Yeah, all right, I'll do it. That was how it worked, and then eventually I was doing that for free, then for £2,500.
You're just being yourself at this point. No, obviously stage Brad now, but
mate. This is the great thing about it. I didn't give a fuck. Right? Naivety is great because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I was on stage swearing. Like I am now.
Yeah.
And like people were like, "This, well, you can't swear. Why fucking not?" That's how I speak. So anyway, so in answer to that question, I just kind of fell into it. And then over time, the phone starts fucking ringing. In answer to your question in terms of nerves, the best way to learn how to not get punched in the mouth is by getting punched in the mouth. You have to fucking die. I literally on LinkedIn this morning put a post about dying. The worst ever case of dying. I'll share it with you. It was a Friday I was speaking. I got paid £2,000. It was in 2013. It was in Norfolk, Cambridge, and I drove there for 6 hours. Arrived there at 2:00. I'm speaking at 4:00. It's like 200 employees at a company. This just shows you our nerves, what this will do to you. Goes to the toilet, 2:00. Urinal guy stood there, 3 urinals, 1 in the middle. Walks into the middle. These 2 are talking, go, "It's supposed to be motivational. What a load of shit this is." And I went, "Hey guys, wait till later before you make that joke." What a fucking idiot. Like David fucking Bren. Anyway, fucking due to be speaking at 4:00, let's see. And then the speaker before me is a sales director, comes on with sunglasses on and all Hawaiian shirts and shorts because the future's so bright, and everyone's laughing at him, not with him.
Right, okay.
Right, they didn't fucking want to be there. There was something going on in the company. Anyway, I'm coming on at 4:00, due to be introduced as the UK's #1 motivational business speaker, all that on my shtick. And the managing director goes, "They can't find the card. It's just some fat bloke from Manchester."
Oh my days.
bloody hell.
Worst fucking intro ever. So
And
I'm fucking...
you walk on though.
Mate, I've fucking got an option, been fucking weighed in.
Still not give a shit at this point.
Don't know about that. Nerves that got older, man. This is why I'll come back to the original point in a minute. But it goes on there. I've got, back in the day, I used to have cue cards on my notes on fucking pieces of paper. So I'd say a thing and then come back. Say a thing, come back.
Well, you used to hold them or just have them on stage with you kind of thing.
No, I'd have them on a lectern.
Okay.
But, you know, now, just fucking fly.
Yeah.
You know how to link and bridge. It's a bit like the more back catalogue you've got, the easier it is.
Do you still use any of kind of the first points that when you started, you were like, that's one?
Well, I'll do some in a minute if you want me to. But so anyway, this fucking thing, I'm there, 45 minutes, getting weighed in. Big money for me back then. And then I'm fucking dying, and a stage fright kicks in. Stage fright where you just don't know what the fuck you're saying. You're on autopilot, you're fucking looking at everyone and everyone's just looking at you blankly.
What room was this? Was this like...
200 people.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, yeah. So I'm fucking 45 minutes. I've got 20 minutes in, done all my fucking notes, gone through everything, burnt through it. And then I delivered pizzas, and then I came home from my wife, and then they're fucking gone, right? And then fucking, I'm there, stood there, and you know, people say, "Oh, I'll ask a question." I fucking ask questions, you fucking grunt, right? So I'm dead, right? I got 25 fucking minutes. I think it's fair to say I'm probably the UK's #1 demotivational speaker, Murmur. I said, you know, there's time in life. There's times in life when we all go through situations where you'd like to pass a piece of paper to somebody and they sort it, or you can't delegate responsibility. And I said, this was like a bolt of lightning. And this is what I'm about to share with you. That I've used this since this fucking point, which was fascinating. I said, as a motivational speaker, you're supposed to find the positive in everything. I says, and this came to me, but this is what shows you when you're under pressure, you get amazing fucking...
Where it comes from kind of thing.
Totally, you can mine stuff that you'd never be able to access. And I said, I've learned something now. Grab your pens. You might want to know this. I said, experience is what you win when you lose. Experience is what you win when you lose. I said, would you like to know what I'd learned today? They said, yeah. I said, never do a fucking job in Norfolk. And I walked.
Cheers, all the best.
Fucking mate, and I fucking done one. I left my fucking £500 fucking Schneiderhauser fucking headset. I just fucked off. My ears were red on the photographs. It was horrible. That's how you learn how to speak, by dying and being stupid enough to go and fuck it. What did I learn? You podcast, it must have been times when your fucking audio's fucked or you've not plugged something in and all that.
We've gone through
everything's
it all.
a journey, do you know what I mean?
Right, but most people go, fuck that, I'm never doing that again. And actually you've got to. So anytime you ever speak, you ask yourself a question when you come off stage, what did you like best? What would you do next time? I've just come back from Las Vegas. Sorry, King Charles told me not to name drop. Fucking, that's wild. I'm fucking devastated. I got used to it.
We'll send you some more.
I
promise we'll send you some more.
Clever that. Clever blend. But yeah, come back from Las Vegas last week. That was my first ever America speaking gig.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is that, I'm guessing that's like anything. America's a tough nut to crack regardless of any industry, or...
Fucking home first time, I'm bluffing it like everyone else is. You know,
how many people were you speaking to there?
200, but it was a global leaders, $1 billion business, and it was all them.
Yeah.
So anyway, I speak first day 90 minutes, and then the next day at this conference was 3 hours. First day, 90 minutes, I'd give myself 8 out of 10. 5's a pass, but an 8 out of 10 is shit for me. A shit for me, like proper, like not commando rolling. So just to put this in perspective, that one where I died was a 2 out of 10.
Right,
so you can get kind of gauge
sure.
where it was, right? So I don't die anymore, not like that. Those days are finished. But 5 out of 10. Sorry, 8 out of 10 for the first day. Next day, I learnt massively. I said, right, I've got to fucking sort this. I had to slow down. That was what was going on. So my normal pace, like we're doing Brits, boom.
Yeah.
You can't do that over there. You've got a localization. You've got people from fucking 52 states, and you've got to slow it down. So therefore, my normal pace. So going back, if I had the time again, experience is what you win when you lose. I would do 20% less slides and allow it to sit. Next day, I nailed it anyway. I was fucking inspired. Doing 3 hours, 5 minutes till the end. Boom! The lights go out in this casino. Lights, microphone, fucking big screens.
Everything.
Gone. Emergency lights come on, very light. Guys, just calm down. It's okay. It's all under control. Wasn't under control. You know what? What did I say? It's not about these situations. It's about how you deal with situations, whether it's COVID, whether it's your energy crisis. Now, we talked about it, just hoofed it and walked into the centre, and I just nailed it. It was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So it just shows you, but that experience allows you to do that. Because normally, if you'd have got me 4 years ago, can anyone tell me when the electricity is coming back on? No.
Yeah.
So you've got to adapt, and it's that ability to be able to adapt. Everyone's got a fucking plan until you get fucking the lights go out or you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
So it's that ability to adapt that allows you to be a fucking expert. An expert is someone that has made all the mistakes in a particular niche field. So if you want to be a fucking expert, you got to fuck it up on this. That's the only way.
It's such a shame because so many clients and friends, they always strive for perfection. We say this all the time.
Yeah.
Or they focus on the lows if they've lost a client, and then that becomes the talking point of the week. And I'm like, what have you learned from it? Yeah. And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, what have you learned from it? Because actually that's more invaluable than you retaining that client sometimes.
Absolutely, no question. You know what I do? It's something that I do. It's called Life Maker. I've not got it here, but effectively I airlock everything. So therefore, any negativity in my life, let's say I've got a fucking argument with my wife, I airlock it, boom. So it doesn't allow it to seed into my business. It doesn't allow it to seed into me not going to the gym, my mindset and so forth. Any good stuff, I allow it to bleed into the rest of my world. So it's like
what's the technique for that? And I'm interested.
I've not got a sheet with me, but effectively, when you've got an MOT, you go and MOT your car. Yeah. So you go and MOT your car, roadworthiness, tyres, fucking windscreen, whatever, right? if you don't MOT your car, as you don't when you're first driving because you've got no fucking money, right? And you're driving without an MOT, you get away with it for 3 months, and then 6 months, something starts becoming a problem. 2 years, you've got yourself a problem. Now you're getting over paranoid because the police will pull you, and now you're getting all that, and you're overcompensating. When was the last time you took yourself an MOT? Nobody fucking does it. No. Right? So what happens is you just keep driving when you're not roadworthy. You know what's going on in your life. You know what's going on in your life, but you don't deal with it. And one of the things that I said in this very house over there, which is the longer you run, the weaker you become. The longer you run, the weaker you become. Think about it. The longer you run, the weaker you become. You know, in this house that I live in, 5-bedroom house over in Somerset, when we bought it, my wife wanted a house with a wood burner.
Yeah.
What the fuck's a wood burner? The idea that you light a fire inside a house and don't run for insurance purposes is alien to me. So anyway, we got this fucking house here, and in each of the corners of the room, there's actually one over there. If you've seen it before, right in that top corner, there's a spider.
Okay.
Fucking spider, right? I
Everywhere.
It before. One in each corner. I'm like, what's going on here? I said to the wife, "Do you want me to get those spiders out?" She said, "It's all right, I don't mind small spiders." I said, "Where do you think the fucking big ones come from?" And we don't deal with stuff. And what we don't deal with stuff. And pebbles in shoes don't magic the way out. And you'll have some shit that you I don't mind small spiders. Wife, fucking situation, work, employees, fucking, keeps fucking voting and sick, whatever. And you ain't dealing with it. Let me tell you something. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's how I deal with stuff. I do not allow it to fester. I deal with it fucking decisively now, right? Based on experience. And people say, how have you done that? How have you made that decision? I've got a process that I use. If you look here, better decisions faster. Now what? Right, this is how I live my life. My book Now What, by the way, which is available at a good bookstore. Right.
Yeah, tell us about it. You got 4 books, haven't you?
I have actually. I've got 4 and I'm working on a 5th at the moment. Listen, Get Off Your Ass, the first one was my journey about starting a business off, the reality of what it's like to run a business. Yeah.
Which book should people listening or people watching buy? Obviously buy more, but...
No. If you were to choose a book, the one that most people say is the best was one called Life Business Just Got Easier. That was my 3rd one. I wrote it in 2012.
We'll put the link below.
Thanks. Wrote it in 2012, published it in 2013. I was having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
I was having a fucking nervous breakdown.
Is that like the realist kind of Brad almost writing that?
What was lovely was a deconstruction. A deconstruction of who the fuck I thought I was. I thought I was this fucking guy going around fucking, being Mr. fucking cool. Oh, shut up, you fucking twat. Right? We've all got to go through it, all buying stupid fucking handbags, stupid shoes, stupid fucking shite like that, so that people that don't fucking know you think, oh, he's special. It's ridiculous. And that's what I realised. My life was like a game of Jenga. I built this big fucking wobbly tower of success, and it was one brick from going kaput. I lost everything, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, nearly lost my marriage, all in pursuit of success. And most people end up with it, success. They're fucking ill.
Was that physical success you were looking for then, like items almost?
That's what success is. Fucking daft cars and fucking big houses and fucking salubrious fucking holidays and eating the finest oysters.
This is what upsets me, is everyone's definition of success is different. I understand that. But actually, when you speak to people and what it comes down to baseline is happiness and health, right?
Yeah, and contentment. That's what I'd say success is, contentment. Sure.
And what worries me is like people don't have this realization sometimes ever, never mind reaching it in your 30s or 40s. Some people never get to this realization.
So I was going to tell you a story. A friend of mine, who's my first ever mentor, he's coming over from Australia later next month. He was the one who said to me, Brad, start your own business off. And I says, oh yeah, but not me, I don't understand tax and so forth. And plus my wife, she wants, she's mortgaged and she's worried about that. She's a fucking fretter, my wife, right? Fucking absolute. And I could talk about panic needles. My panic needle starts going about 8.5 out of 10. My wife's is at 2. So I'm now having to deal with her fucking fretting over nonsense, oh, I've got a fucking skiing trip, I've got to pay fucking 300 quid in 2 years' time, right? Anyway, so a mate of mine, he said, what's the biggest fucking fear running a business? Well, I can't pay my mortgage. He said, if I could pay your mortgage for a year, what's the problem then? Well, no problem. It's all right. If it comes to it, I'll pay your mortgage for a year.
Wow.
So straight away you think, hang on, I ain't got any worries all of a sudden.
Well, less of a worry.
Yeah.
So he said to me, millionaire guy, he said, and you won't believe this, he said, but when you reach my level, what happens is when your washing machine starts playing up, starts making a dicky noise, you ring up fucking AO, other brands are available, right? And what happens is they fucking send a guy over, he fits the old one, and the old one gets fucking taken away.
Yeah.
When you've got no money, you've got to put your elbow there, get a screwdriver there, press that one, you get another fucking run. He said, every time that you fucking do that and get on the phone and get it, we lose a piece of ourselves. He said, I'm telling you, and this is why, and I'm going to get all fucking religious like now, I'm not religious, but, this is why we are fucked as a fucking globe and a society. I looked the other day, I was fucking looking online, 100 million population globally 500 years ago. When I was a kid, 6 million, now 8 billion.
Yeah.
Now 8 billion. Oh, what's this? iPhone 14. I've got a drawer in there full of fucking iPhone 7, 8, 6, all graphite that's been fucking mined. So all those billions of people all want these, all want this, all want shiny fucking stuff. Don't knock it. Some great stuff, by the way. Right? But you see what I'm saying? Is that somewhere along the fucking way, there comes a point when there's a problem. Yeah. And everyone wants everything. I go back to where I was fucking born. No central heating. Outside fucking toilet. No plush fucking carpets.
Yeah.
No double fucking glaze. No big 40 fucking inch, 60 inch televisions. No fucking PlayStation. And now, every fucker expects. I've been on benefits for 4 fucking years. Now every fucker's got fucking 16 inch televisions on benefits.
Yeah. On a standard, like, do you know what I mean?
Right. So the old days of being a millionaire and being wealthy, it's now a billionaire. Yeah, and there's trillionaire. And this is the problem. Everyone's looking, who's your business idols? Yeah, Elon Musk. And so shut the fuck up, you knobhead. Right? Yeah. Shut the fuck up. This is where it all goes wrong. It's all going wrong because we've all skewed about what it is. Back in the day, I was into rap music. Run DMC, Fat Gold Chains. Now people are fucking making phone calls with $3 billion. The world's gone fucked up. Yeah. And I'll tell you, you look at it, go and Google the fall of Rome. Go and Google the fucking fall of Rome, and you're going to see the reasons why Rome fell. Guess what? Fucking 85% of those reasons, we're there now. And I'll tell you something, fucking we are in danger zone.
What's got to change then, you reckon, from your point of view?
Behaviours, habits.
No, it's not, because I've got fucking 4 kids.
Yeah.
So that's where this fucking population, and they'll have 4 kids, and they'll all want iPhone fucking 25s.
Yeah, they'll grow up. It's like my kids, do you know what I mean? It's like the screen I wasn't that screen generation, but now it's like, as a parent, it's like, you're weird if your kid's not on an iPad or whatever.
Mate, fucking screen time, 15 hours, 35 a day. I'm a fucking idiot. I've been addicted to drugs twice. I've been addicted to coke twice in my life. This is a fucking digital addiction. And we are fucking ourselves up, because I tell you something. Oh, look, panda fucking videos. Kids fucking growing up with fucking their panda videos and Roblox. Yeah. We're fucked. And this is the problem. Right now, we're creating a big fucking problem for ourselves, and yet we don't want to pay the price. We want the next generation to pay the price, and the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation. It is fucked. And this is why, unfortunately, in my fucking wonderful garden, which actually needs fucking doing, it's been winter, but in my wonderful garden, I said to the wife, I'm not getting a fucking prepper, but I'm saying, let's get some fucking potatoes and let's get some, because nobody fucking knows. Yeah. Oh, don't talk daft. I said, you don't fucking know. We are four fucking square meals away from shit popping off. Yeah. Nobody fucking knows. And I tell you something, I was, when everyone was fucking knobbing about, fucking buying toilet rolls and panic buying, I'd done my COVID shopping 4 weeks before everyone else. Everyone accused on the fucking block. I was smart. My wife's going, oh, it's all right. I said, listen, you've got no idea. I've played enough computer games in my life to know what when shit starts popping off, right?
Yeah.
So I said, get ahead of it. Because I wrote a book on now what? The only time that people ever ask that question, now what? That's the one. The only time that people ever ask that question, now what? Is when the shit's hitting the fan.
No,
right?
You're absolutely right.
And people under stress don't make great decisions. So the idea is, and when it comes to me making decisions, I will not make a decision stressed. I will not do a stress-based decision, because I will do it when I'm not stressed. That's how that's one of the reasons I make better decisions faster. Sorry, Craig, you was going to say something?
I was just going to say that one of the key takeaways from lockdown, and the most enjoyable part when we were just talking about that, was everything was back to basics. It didn't matter how much money you had. You were all
zeroed
at home.
Yeah.
You driving around, it was like the scene out of I Am Legend where everything overgrown. But actually the simplicity of just going for a walk, everyone obviously got that benefit. You couldn't go to McDonald's. Everyone had to home cook all of a sudden.
Right.
It was beautiful for a short time.
A big reset. And I think it was needed.
Until everything opened up again and it was all forgotten.
Yeah. Right, and then this is, it kind of isn't. It's probably worse than that. Because I think what's going on right now is that, as I said before about the chasing the chicken called normal, you've got people that have not rebuilt themselves, reconstructed themselves from the last crisis to the next crisis to the next crisis to the next crisis. People under stress don't make great decisions. So people are making panic, stressed decisions, and yet they've not recovered. I'm mentally strong. This is the world I'm voguing in, right? And yet I can tell you right now, I had a burnout during the fucking pandemic. like a dark fucking burnout. 2 weeks of not knowing who the fuck I was. My wife saying, "You want a cup of tea?" I don't know, coffee. Right?
Yeah.
This is fucking me. My sharpness had gone. I'd gone to almost fucking like Alzheimer's. And this is what people don't understand. And what was fucking crazy about that is 2 weeks before I did a presentation to some fucking business owners. And they said, "How are you dealing with stress?" Well, I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1.1 out of 10. 2 weeks later, I fucking sat upstairs, fucking nearly there, fucking wanted to off myself. At 4 seconds, I should have killed myself. 4 seconds, boom, came into my fucking head. That is what people don't understand. The severity of this, that your biggest chance of success is this, not your fucking website, not your SEO, not your Google AdWords. People fucked it up, and this is the thing that's so far down the pecking order that what they're all focusing on is shite like this. Right?
It's not themselves.
But I'm serious. It's this. So people are going to spend 1,400 quid on a fucking phone, won't spend £1,000 getting the fucking head right.
Yeah. It does make sense. So, business-wise, do you have a plan as far as your business model? What's
it going?
Here we go. Switch to page 12.
Mate. Literally before you fucking tipped up.
Nice.
Right?
What's the next? So are you...
Now what?
Yeah. Now what? So that book was based on kind of you doing exactly what you wanted to do and you're still hungry for something else?
No, what happened is I retired at 42, whatever it fucking was. I retired and I wrote, now what? I spent 3 months playing computer games.
Yeah.
Fucking going to the gym.
Yeah, like full retirement, like you literally was like...
I had a management team in, so I didn't need to work.
Yeah.
And then I realised when...
Completed roadblocks, you were like...
Yeah, absolutely, and they're just boring. Yeah. So you need a purpose. As human beings, we need a purpose, and without a purpose, we're in lumber. So I think what's for me is, and this is true, I have gone paradoxically from where I started to here again, a one-man band.
One-man band.
Right? I had the big office, a team of 800. And actually, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this shit for? Yeah, you didn't, so you can have a nice time and go to wonderful holidays. I can do that. Yeah, but if you get a glass-fronted office and you get a load of staff, you can do what? What is it that I can do? Well, you'll be able to travel the world as a motivational speaker. Yeah, I can do that anyway. So this is...
It didn't unlock anything additional that was of purpose to you?
Well, no. And I think that, my life has become a life now. Because that's the thing that's forgotten. In pursuit, I had some fucking knobhead on social media. Oh, you've got self-limiting beliefs. Oh, shut up, you fucking donkey. I am from Salford, Manchester, right?
You know it more than anyone kind of thing.
Mate, I've written 4 fucking books. How many books have you written? Right? No, how many fucking proper books, not e-books that you put on fucking internet, right? Yep. How many proper books? How many motivational speaking gigs have you been paid for? How many countries have you spoke at? Honestly, I'm all right. And this is the problem. Everyone's in everyone else's fucking business. If you would go and sit there, right, you guys, and go and smoke a fucking bong at weekend, that's your life. Go and fucking do it. Right? If you want to go and play fucking Scrabble, go and play Scrabble. But don't allow anyone, I'll tell you something, do not allow anyone to tell you how to live your life.
We had our first troll on the podcast, didn't we, in the comments, did you see?
Yeah. Craig was just shouting about, and you go back to about, at the start of whatever it is in business, like you listen to episode 1, episode 2, even episode 3, the audio's all over the place, do you know what I mean? But then we invested in the equipment.
The growth of the podcast between episode 1 and episode 5, where we are today, very short amount of time is phenomenal.
Well, we're starting speaking to yourself, do you know what I mean?
And just being in front of you is, again, another milestone for us.
Of course.
But then someone put in the comments, they were like, actually, your growth is shit. How can you say this is a success?
Right,
and I was like, you haven't got a fucking clue.
Let me tell you something. So, a couple of things. One, I've got a stalker, a proper stalker, and I'll explain to you in a second about this. And it's not even a fucking fun one. I'd love to think it was like, ha ha ha.
What, just everything you do?
Oh, mate. Fucking, I'm going to let everyone know. Go to Google Brad Burton stalker and go and read that blog. Police are involved in everything. Wow. This is someone been arrested and all devices seized. They've been on me for 3 fucking years. You go into LinkedIn, you'll find a 21,000 word blog about me.
Why?
21,000. You work it out. Somebody I met for 1 minute in an event with 200 fucking people. Every single day for 3 years, posts 500 words, 1,000 words about me. I met somebody for 1 minute in front of 200 people. Oh, yeah, can you have a photograph? Sure, of course you can. That's it, right? I'm for the sake of CPS, I'm saying nothing of it. But Google Brad Burton stalker. And
we'll have a look.
The point I'm making is this. If you have an office with 10 people in, one person will not like you, don't like your hair, don't like gingers, right? Not really a ginger. I think
you love it, really?
No. I'm not having that. I'm not even.
Everyone loves it. No, people are paying to dye their hair ginger now. Come on, let's be honest.
You're not even on that fucking. Ginger
We've gone through the bullying. Do you know what I mean?
You've been through it. lights
It's a
on.
light.
Yeah, exactly. So you go in an office with 10 people, one person won't like you. You go in an office with 100 people, 10 people won't like you. You go in an office with 1,000 people, 100 people won't like you. 10,000, you get it. I have been running networking meetings, 68,000 networking meetings across the UK. 68,000 times that people know of me. I've spoken 2,500 times in public. Guess what? You're going to get fucking people that don't like you. He swears too much. He's arrogant. And this is the thing. If I was to go and get a piece of paper right now and was to put on there fucking people that like me and people that hate me. People that hate me would say he's arrogant, he's aggressive, he's sweary, he's unprofessional. People who like me would say he's fucking open, he's friendly, he's decisive, he's assertive, he's confident, bum, bum, bum. The only way that you're ever going to be able to fucking pacify these people that don't like you is by pissing off the people that do like you. Do yourself a fucking favour. This is how it goes. You should be really fucking proud. You're going to have a career of this now. Let me be fucking quite fucking clear, right? They're two sides. There's no way that you can do it. I could not be the guy that I am. But it comes a point, it's really devastating at first when you have this. Devastating. Right? Like devastating, because you think, well, I've done nothing. Don't. Remember what you said before about your pal who's had a bad day? Fucking turn down the volume. Do yourself a favour. Fucking cut and paste and fucking post these fuckers. That's the best way to negate them. Retweet.
Shut them down.
Retweet. Say, thanks for your advice. I was like fucking living with your mum. You know, just fucking stoke them up. What you need to do is you need to get them sort of fucking angry and they punch themselves out. Get them to punch themselves out and tell them.
I know you're a busy man. And like I said, I appreciate you making the time to talk to us. We've got a couple of questions for you, if that's all right.
Closing questions, yeah.
Closing questions. So my question, you've got all the experience you've got current day, but you're day one of your first ever business venture. I give you £1,000 cash. What do you do with it?
Red or black?
There we are. Cheers. Craig's question.
No. I think real terms is this. Invest in yourself. Do yourself a favour. Say you got £1,000, you're going to go and spunk £100 when you do your first deal. All right, so you're going to go and buy whatever thing is for £100, a PlayStation game, or you're going to go out for a meal with your family. Treat yourself, you know.
Yeah, comes back to looking after yourself from day one.
You come back to fucking patting yourself on the fucking back.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to take you 4 times longer. Don't waste fucking money on shite that people tell you to do. Like fucking business fucking coaches, right? Fucking if business coaches any good, they won't be charging you £50 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah? Just think logically about that. Think logically. If somebody's charging you £50 an hour, think about on a daily basis the best that they could earn. They ain't a fucking business coach because they're not going to be working 8 hours a day at fucking £50 an hour. So on that basis, this guy's only on 30 grand and he's trying to tell me how to just watch that.
Yeah.
Okay? Buy my book. Get off your ass.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Which is your favourite book you've written, just quickly? I suppose, do they all serve a different purpose in a way?
No, they're all the same. All interlinked. It's quite clever. It's like Lego kits. Yeah. Now what's probably the one. I'm writing book 5 at the moment, but genuinely, you can get it if you're on Spotify. Get off your ass, Spotify. It's there. Me voicing it from 10 years ago. Fucking atrocious. I sound a big fat fucker because I was. But go and get it. Listen to that.
The story's still relevant.
Well, of the reality of running a business, no sales, low sales, a whinging fucking wife, going to Coinstar machine with 2s and 1s, having no money. You know, delivering pizza at weekend. If I'd not made it, then it would have all been bollocks. But I kind of
it's part of the story.
So definitively, and just watch it. You know, just because something's expensive doesn't mean it works. Yeah. You can get yourself in that mindset there and go, oh yeah, there's this course, so it's £500 how to increase your sales by 7. You know, I could do a course that would say, you know, Brad Burton's fucking build a network course. You'll learn the secrets about building a network with over, 68,000, the king network king.
Yeah, £500.
Right. But also, I could turn around and say, on the course, you'll learn the secrets of the email that generated a quarter. Excuse me.
Have some more Club Tropica.
Plug.
You'll learn the secrets of the you'll get to see the email that earned £250,000. You go, whoa. Okay. Yeah. And that's true. One email that I sent, not £250,000, 70,000 it was. £250,000 sales that week, that month. £70,000. You'll see the email that earned Brad Burton £70,000.
Sell the template.
Yeah. Guess what it was? So you can see that and you think, fucking hell, hang about. This guy, look everywhere online, it looks like legit. £500, honey. You know, this is the email. Yeah, what fucking people failed to mention was the business had never done a sale for 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
So now I've fucking gone, right, let's do a half price sale because we were skint. We had fucking legal shit in 2012 when I told you I was losing my shit.
I know so many people who have subscribed to coaches, spent £10,000 on a course, and the moment they tell me, they're all excited about it, and the moment they tell me, I go, why have you done this for?
It's everywhere though, isn't it? You could advertise a piece of shit and people would buy it.
Welcome to social media world. But listen, one of the things that I do is, I do courses, I do train people, but I give them a 100% money back guarantee. Yeah. 100%.
So just going back to kind of someone's listening, they want to start a business, they want to learn how to like speak properly in front of people. Would you say get in touch with you and you'll come up with something?
Yeah. Well, I've got a course. I've got something called Be a Better Speaker, where people come down here for a day.
Yeah, and it's one-on-one, like face to face.
One-on-one. So they do a day here, or I even charge. Go to workwithbrad.biz. I even charge £500 plus VAT for a 60 to 90 minutes session with me, one-to-one. You can do it online, Zoom, face-to-face, whatever. And here's the thing, I had some guy turn around and said, oh, well, I've got a business coach that'll work all day with me for that money. Oh, for fuck's sake, listen. So
but the takeaways from what you're doing is obviously...
Mate, you can have David Beckham at his fucking height on your pitch for 10 minutes, or you can have somebody who's fucking whatever division, I don't want to follow football, fucking lowest division for 90 minutes. Who's you have? Well, David Beckham. That's the fucking point. Yeah. People don't understand it. You've got it all, and this is the old backwards way of doing it. So I could knob about and spend fucking time and this, that, and the other, and fucking fill the time. How was your Labrador? And I was thinking, fuck off, knobhead. Do you know what I mean?
They sit in front of you, you're like, right.
You look how much value we've done in fucking 55 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy,
right? So once, and this is the bit, because none of us are getting paid for overtime. So therefore, the way that I do stuff is I get to the fucking point. I spend more time on the fucking solution than fucking about with the problem. And the great thing is I do not know anyone, genuinely, who has my unique set of skills. Sofa street kid, on the fucking dole, been into drugs, little bit woe, little bit fucking way, and started a business from fuck all, from nothing, delivered pizzas, and built it up to a multi-million-pound business. And, importantly, from a networking perspective, that ability, no one has had more one-to-ones in my network. We used to have 3 10-minute one-to-ones at every meeting. So I've met people from all walks of life, all sizes and shapes, and actually 10 minutes. So I get to the nub. I don't fuck about how's your Labrador. I'll get to the point. So it allows me to evaluate a situation fast and deal with it.
Nice. Perfect. Craig, one question to finish.
There's been a lot of lessons learned since I started my business just a few years ago. And
what's your business in 15 seconds?
In 15 seconds, I run a full-service digital marketing agency, but I focus on content, photography, videography.
Beautiful. A bit like full consultancy.
There we go. Yeah. But my question being, my biggest learning has just been to get shit done, don't overthink, that sort of thing. But I wanted to know what your biggest piece of advice would be for anyone listening.
It's going to take you 4 times longer than your business plan. Right? That's a fucking reality of it. Okay? You're not going to starve to death. You're not going to lose your mortgage. It might get fucking tight. I'm going to share something which is really profound, and I landed on this the other day. When I first started my business off in 2004, I was a juggler, juggling finances, emotions, fear, and so forth. And I thought you'd reach a point in your life where somebody juggles for you, where you have fucking club. Did I say?
It's Welsh, that Club Tropica.
Oh, was it? Okay, well.
From the Welshest person in the room, not.
Yeah. You've been drinking Club Tropicana.
It tastes good anyway, that's what you meant.
You're getting pissed. Club Tropicana. Fucking Club Tropica, while somebody else does all the juggling. Doesn't work. I'm 19 years in, guess what? I'm still fucking juggling. Yep. And I think you need to understand this, because what happens is the fun bit is what you're going through right now. And one day it's replaced with bullshit. It's replaced with fucking HR fucking policies and this, that and the other. And it's all shit. Trust me, this is the exciting bit right now. And we so want to fast forward to to get out of this. Take it from me, having come full circle, 19 years my journey. I'm back at the exciting bit again.
Nice.
Brad, thanks so much for your time, mate.
Oh,
appreciate it. It was nice to introduce you to your new favourite beer. We'll get a case sitting down to you.
Genuinely.
The
100%.
Yeah, absolute legend, mate, to be honest. And
that was narrow gold.
It's fun for me to watch your journey. Do you know what I mean? I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and I love it, and I feel like you're the same as well. But you get it. Do you know what I mean? And
you know what? The thing is, if people don't like me, for being me, that's okay, because I like me for being me, and that's where we go wrong. But everyone's trying to be vanilla to not piss anyone off. Yeah. So consequently, you end up. The world is just full of people pretending to be someone they're not.
Or being a bit boring, like
osmosis.
Yeah.
So really, if you want to succeed in life, be you. It's that simple.
Yeah. The you mentioned book 5. Have we got a potential release date you can plug?
No. Mate. I've stalled with it. I've been really honest with it. I've stalled with it. My title, I think, is going to be called "Enough Is Enough."
Okay.
Which is really about where we are from life.
Yeah.
Is that we're never content, we're never happy. It's always the next when you get the big teller, and then you get that, and you want the fucking curve teller, and then when you get that, you want a fucking. I wanted a 10-bedroom mansion. I've got a 5-bedroom house now, and I've got one room that I don't go in. If I'd have realised my dream, guess what? I'd have had 6 fucking rooms I don't go in.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And then what would you have done? So we'll post a link to your books, and obviously if anyone's interested in working with you,
workwithbrad.biz.
There we are. 3
go.
times. That's Close of
That's
Play.
Close of Play on tour today.
On tour.
Boom.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Brad.
Cheers,
for
Brad.
having us. Really, really
Cheers,
appreciate
mate.
it, man.
Thank you, Tom.
Cheers, guys.
We'll see you next time. That's it.
I won't.
You won't.
Be having me back, but-
You'll come and join us if we have the beer. Cheers, mate.